This is Wednesday's Kitco Gold Report, and let's look at what's happening on the gold front. The metal hitting an 8th-month low as the dollar and Yellen's hawkish tone continue to pressure the metal. Joining us today is market expert Todd "Bubba" Horwitz. Todd, good to have you on the show.
It's great to be here, and of course the hawkish tone, the dovish tone she keeps spitting out there is knocking everything to its knees right now.
Right, and we're going to take a look at that in a second. But first, the commodity space is just getting battered here. Gold hitting an 8th-month low. But I know offline we were speaking, and you were saying it might just be a buying opportunity here.
I think it's a great buying opportunity. Right? I think when you take a look at the overall space, we're coming down on a technical basis to a double bottom. Yes, we have been a little bit of a downtrend, but with the dollar being so strong, it's created a lot of pressure on the overall commodity market, especially gold. And gold has really been very quiet. So if you go back and look a couple of weeks, the volume has been down and the ability to push it lower they've really struggled. Well, today we had some big volume in the morning, try to push it down, and they got it down below a little bit. And all of a sudden it popped up. And I think, look, I don't think we're going straight up, but I think that gold has seen the low, and I think you want to be a buyer. It's a hard asset. I think everybody should own some portion of gold in their portfolio.
And Todd, how do you like to hold that gold? Do you like physical? Do you like the ETFs, even though they hit a 5-year low today?
I am not a big ETF fan unless I'm making a quick trade. I want to own the physical metal when I'm owning, and I'm going to hold it, okay? But if I'm going to trade it, I will trade it through the GLD, or I'll trade some of the other products. I love the ETF securities products that they use. So I like to trade it that way. But if I'm going to own it, I'm going to buy physical because I like to touch it and feel it.
All right, let's talk Yellen now. The market deemed her comments as hawkish. But you have said before that you don't think the Fed even wants to raise rates here.
I think that Janet Yellen, the Fed, got the biggest break of their lives when China had trouble and Greece had trouble, because everybody's been trying to point. First of all, they wanted a June increase. And I said, there's no way we're getting a rate increase until next year. Then they go, oh, well, it's going to be September. And of course, if you watch the action in the bond market, the bonds have been pushing themselves down, pushing yields up, saying, hey, we're going to raise rates. I go, no way. And of course, now this morning, Yellen says, well, maybe we'll look at December. So what she did is she immediately telegraphed that they have no intention of raising rates, because the bottom line is they have no idea what they're doing right now. They're lost, okay? They have painted themselves in a corner, and all of these unintended consequences that they are now suffering because they have no idea of what to do next. So they're just continuing to punish the middle class.
Okay, let's take a look at the dollar now, Todd. A lot of analysts I've spoken to have said, look, gold's no longer the safe haven. It's now the dollar. Do you agree with this?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I've never felt gold as a safe haven play. It really is not a currency. I think gold is just a precious metal that is something that you should own in your portfolio. But it's always been, in my opinion, there's 3 places that the world runs when it's in fear: the U.S. dollar, the U.S. Treasury bonds, and the U.S. Marine Corps.
All right, and what about oil, Todd? After the nuclear deal struck yesterday, how do you see the reaction here for oil and the impact it might have on gold?
Well, I think that what you saw, gold had no reaction. We saw that, and we've known about this a long time. Oil has been under a little bit of pressure, but it's been under pressure for a number of weeks anyway, since it hit, just over 60, when it came down and broke 60 and then broke 55. Looks like it's going to 50. But again, I believe you want to be a buyer and an owner of oil here. If you're going to believe that there's going to be growth and there's going to be an advancing economy, then oil is probably a pretty good bargain here. And I think if you can get it at 50, I think it's a great level to start accumulating some oil here as well, because I don't think there's any fresh news out that we already couldn't price into the market, and Iran's not coming online for at least a year.
All right, Todd, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much. It was great to be here.
And thanks for watching the Wednesday Kitco Gold Report. We'll see you tomorrow.